I came home from a long shift to find my driveway empty. No Jeep. Just a broken lock tossed onto my front porch. At first, I thought it was stolen, until I saw the note taped to my door. Per HOA regulations, unauthorized vehicles may be towed without notice. My heart dropped. They towed my Jeep. My undercover police task force Jeep. And they had no idea what kind of fire they'd just lit. Let me backtrack. My name's Alex. I live in a quiet suburb in Texas. I'm 36, single, and work a highly classified job as part of a joint task force between local law enforcement and federal agents. We run sting operations. Undercover busts. Cyber traps for human traffickers. And my Jeep? That's not just a vehicle. It's wired. Surveilled. Linked to databases and black boxes even I'm not supposed to fully understand. It blends in with the average neighborhood. That's the point. It parks in my driveway. Always locked. Always logged. Until Karen from the HOA decided she was queen of the block. You know the type, perfectly ironed blouse. Clipboard. Small dog. Big attitude. Karen was elected president of our HOA 6 months ago after the last president moved to Florida. She immediately started making changes. Repainting curb numbers. Fining people for leaving trash bins out 30 minutes too long. Posting passive-aggressive notes about lawn heights. But what really set her off was my Jeep. She claimed it was unsightly. Said it made the neighborhood look less affluent. She warned me 3 times about parking it in my own driveway. Thing is, my house doesn't have a garage. And the Jeep has to stay nearby. It's protocol. I explained this. Vaguely, of course. I couldn't tell her who I really worked for. But that didn't matter to her. Karen saw the Jeep as rebellion. A challenge to her authority. And Karen doesn't like being challenged. One day I found a warning sticker slapped across my windshield. Red. Bold. Violation, vehicle not compliant with HOA aesthetics. Another day, my neighbor Mike warned me she had taken photos of the Jeep. From my lawn. Then I got a letter in the mail, certified, no less, informing me that if I didn't move the vehicle, the HOA would have it towed at my expense. That's when I reached out to legal. I sent a quiet request up my chain. Told my superior I was getting heat for my vehicle and asked if we had a workaround. They told me not to engage. Keep it parked. Logged. Monitored. If anything happens, we'll deal with it. Well, something happened. To be safe, I started chaining the Jeep's tires with a heavy-duty lock and GPS tracker. Just in case. Then one Thursday, I came home to what I told you in the beginning. No Jeep. Lock cut clean. Note taped to the door. Karen had followed through. I walked straight to the HOA office. Karen wasn't there. So I called her. You had no right, I said. You were warned multiple times. The vehicle was in violation. You cut a federal surveillance lock. That's tampering with government property. She laughed. You mean that rusty old thing? Please. It's gone. She didn't understand. Not yet. Within hours, my team had flagged the tow yard. A tactical unit was dispatched. The yard was shut down temporarily while federal agents extracted the Jeep. Why? Because that Jeep contained live intel. Encrypted storage. A silent black box tracking system that autologged everyone who approached it. Including Karen. And her bolt cutter. 2 days later, I got the green light to file an official complaint. Not as Alex the neighbor. As Agent Alex Thomas. The HOA's leadership was subpoenaed. Karen was brought in for questioning. Turns out, she hadn't just been targeting me. She had used her position to harass multiple homeowners. Retired veterans. Single moms. Even disabled residents. Worse. She'd taken kickbacks from a local towing company to report violations so they'd get exclusive business. Fraud. Abuse of authority. Tampering with federal equipment. Karen was now facing serious charges. The HOA board voted to remove Karen permanently. Fines were refunded to residents. The towing company was banned from city contracts. And me? I moved out a few months later. Transferred to another city. But before I left, neighbors thanked me. They brought cookies. Handshakes. Stories of how Karen had bullied them into silence. They never knew I was federal. But they knew one thing for sure. The Jeep wasn't just a vehicle. It was justice on wheels. So if you're dealing with an HOA tyrant, take notes. Document everything. And maybe, just maybe, park a government Jeep in your driveway. Because you never know who you're messing with.